Hello guys, it's HuntToKill111 here again. So this time I am not making a gameplay video, although I have one of Vladimir ready, but I couldn't really post it because I needed the pictures for the spells and all that. So I decided to go look at the patch notes, and for you guys I decided to make a video about what the patch notes are for the League of Legends. So basically the patch notes start off with new skins being in store. So Kennen MD, so I'm not sure what that is, but I'm pretty sure someone will look it up. Firefang Warwick, I'm guessing this is going to be like a Flaming Warwick or something like that. And Workshop Shaco, so maybe he's going to be like a Shaco, like a clown that works in a workshop. I'm not really sure, but I guess we'll find out. And so the League of Legends patch basically addresses that due to difficulties containing Lee Sin's power within the design team, Lee Sin is delayed until April 1st to give us time to nerf him hard enough to stop one-shooting Jesse appearing all the time. So I guess this is for something else. I'm not really sure, but I saw the Riot Games Champion Spotlight. I'm pretty sure that was an April Fool's joke. I'll put the link in the description. And yeah, so let's start off with the patch notes. So Caitlyn, apparently her attack speed wasn't fast enough, so it was increased to 3 from 2.6. So I guess this will kind of increase her damage output if she goes for a more damagey build. And another thing for Caitlyn is that her Uriel snap trap max trap count increased from 3 to 2. So I guess this is useful if you want to like secure 3 locations, make sure there are no enemies there, or yeah. So I guess this is like Teemo's mushrooms, except it doesn't do as much damage, and basically just illuminates the enemy, and you know where they are, so you can be warned of in case of like ganks or anything else like that. So the next thing is Dr. Mundo. So apparently there was a bug where if he threw his cleaver, he would slow their target forever until they reach their spawning pool. I think that's what I looked up. And apparently if he hits them multiple times, it'll just add up instead of multiply. So I'm not really sure that I never saw this actually in use in games, but I'm sure that someone understands this. So yeah. So the next thing that was patched was Ezreal's, where his arcane shot could see unseen minions such as wards. So I've seen this happen once, like in a game that I didn't record it, but I put down a ward in a bush, and apparently Ezreal saw me put it down there, so he just fired an arcane shot towards it, and it somehow, like near the end, it somehow destroyed it, and it was kind of bad because I didn't really expect that to happen. And later I got ganked, and I didn't like this, so I guess this is kind of good for me, but I'm not sure if you guys like this. So the next thing is Galio, Idol of Durand area effect increased from 550 to 500. I guess this is a more of a like increase in range, because Galio is kind of slow, so he can't really run up to them and use the ability. So I guess this is a buff for him. Garen, base movement speed increased to 320 from 315. 5 speed points isn't that much to be making a patch about, but I guess that 5 speed points could make a difference in the battle in case if you're trying to run away and you're barely running away. So his courage damage reduction is increased to 20, 24, 28, 32, 36 from 10, 15, 20, 25, and 30. So I guess this will make him more tankier and harder to kill. Jax. Now Jax, everyone knows his leap is devastating, but his leap strike now prefers to target enemies over allies when your cursor overlaps both. So say you're in a team fight and you see an ally and you see an enemy who are like standing on top of each other and they're basically attacking each other. If you target in that general area, it will actually hit the enemy, because that way you'll cause damage to them, because if you're using an ally, it'll just pop you over there and nothing will happen, and it was kind of disappointing. I played Jax once, and yeah. So this is actually good because there makes no difference if there's an enemy or an ally there. Either way, you're going to jump there. You might as well hit the enemy while you're at it. The next thing I wanted to talk about was Karma. Apparently, they fixed a bug where the Mantra's version of Heavenly Wave was not granting assist for healing allies. I don't understand this, but I guess that during team fights, when you kill an enemy, Mantra's, what's it called? The The banter version of Heavenly Wave will heal an ally, for example, or shield them, or I think it's heal them, yeah. And it should actually grant assist now because you actually healed them during a team fight, so you kind of assisted in the fight. Spirit Bond's leash range has been increased by a small amount, so you can actually the leash, you can walk beside enemies and take their speed, or you can push allies further in because your tether will last a longer time. Let's see. Mantra now scales with level on a 20, 30, 25, 20 second cooldown levels 1, 7, 13 respectively, instead of on 25 second cooldown at all levels. So I guess this kind of balanced his her ultimate or her spells. I think it's her ultimate. And so at the beginning of the game, her ultimate isn't really that powerful, and you can't overpower it. But eventually, the cooldown will go below what it usually was. So this is kind of balancing. I guess it's kind of good, but there wasn't that much change. Contrino. So this is like the same similar change to Jax, where Shampoo now prefers to target enemies over allies where your cursor overlaps both. LeBlanc. Fixing a bug where distortion and mimicking distortion will break the target's spell shield and still deal damage. So I never saw this happen, but I guess it's a bug, so not very many people see it. I guess someone reported it. Mokai. Fixed a bug where Vengeful Mealstorm was reducing true damage. Now this, I'm pretty sure it happens because I noticed that sometimes when I Ignite Mokai, he apparently takes less damage from Ignite. So I guess this is good, but he's a tank anyway. I guess he would have survived anyway, but he's tankish. I wouldn't say he's a tank, but so Nocturne made Shroud of the Darkness shield brighter and easier to see. So enemies that are popping up to attack Nocturne are like, oh look, he doesn't have a shield, but he does, but you can barely see it. So this way you can actually anticipate how powerful Nocturne is in a fight and whether you should target him or not with his shield. Pantheon. Fixed a bug where Aegis Protection triggered every 4 attacks, but every 5 spellcasts. So basically that reduced the spellcast to 4. So I guess this is good because he gets more negating attacks, and this is a good. He's more of he's kind of squishy, but he could be played as a tank. But with this, you kind of get more protection, and when you're doing tower dives, for example, you can actually time it better, and you have a better chance of blocking the turret damage using your Aegis of Legion. And yeah, so Poppy, they basically updated the shield texture pack on Paragon and Demacia. I don't know how to say it, I don't really care, but fixed several unintended interactions between Heroic Charge and Spell Shield. Notably, Poppy won't push herself past the target anymore. So apparently sometimes you would push yourself past the target so you can deal additional damage, and I think that's what it means. I'm not sure. I didn't see this, so I think this is like a bug. The next thing I want to talk about was Shen. There were 4 changes to Shen, where updated Fane's tooltips to properly match the functionality and adjusted Shen's playing tips referencing Fate. So this is basically his like target. When you press in Feint and then you go look for a target, it basically changes like your tooltip. And another thing is key strike can now be cancelled mid attack and will not say cannot move while casting. So this is kind of good because if you want to cancel that key strike in case you don't want to go there and enemies like are swarming that area, apparently it will say cannot move while casting because you're still casting it apparently. And there's another bug that fixed where key strike could kill a target and not trigger. So Vorpal Blade's heal effect, it would not trigger that. And yet that's still I didn't see this happen personally, but it's a bug, so not everyone sees it. Fixed a bug where Shadow Dash could move a shorter distance than intended if Shen was greatly slowed. So apparently if you slow Shen with anything, Sanguine Pool, anything, that will basically decrease his distance that he's gonna Shadow Dash. And I guess this was based on his speed, so I guess it would be the opposite effect would also work before this patch, that if you had like 500 speed with like Ghost or like I don't know, but you used your Shadow Dash, you would dash much longer distance. Another thing, Sivir fixed a bug where some of her tooltips refer to Spiral Blade instead of Boomerang Blade. So this is probably very early on when she came out as a champion, and her ability was called Spiral Blade. Maybe they didn't really patch the tooltip. So Soraka, Infuse now prefers to target enemies over allies. This is similar to Jax and Katrina. I think it was Katrina, yeah. And the next thing is Urgot. He got 4 buffs. I guess they're called buffs. Base health reduced to 526 from 546, so that's 20 minus health at the start of the game. Acid Hunter base damage reduced to 10, 40, 70, 100, 130 from 15, 45, 75, 105, and 135. Fixed a bug where Terra Capacitator slow was stacking. Fixed a bug where Zone Touched Bolt Augmenter was recharging true damage. So I don't really usually play Urgot or see him being played, but I guess this is for you guys. Vagar, fixed an issue where the Leprechaun Vagar skin was where the enemy... Fixed an issue on the Leprechaun Vagar skill where the enemy event horizon still had green pillars. I don't know what this is talking about. Let's just move on to the next one. Items. Fix a tooltip bug with Deathfire Grasp. Okay. And general. Fixed a bug where normal golems were improperly labeled neutral monsters instead of monsters. Fixed a bug where a clone with Madra's, Razors, Wrigglers, Lantern could deny its owner of monster buffs if they dealt the killing blow to the monster. And there are a lot of buffs and debuffs from turrets this patch. So as I stated in my earlier videos, I think that turrets should be like more targeting or at least dealing more damage to the champions. And so the base turret attack speed is increased to 30% from 20. Now you may think that this is a good one, but just wait. Turret base damage and magic resist increased by 10, so that will allow more survivability to the turrets. Turrets no longer gain up to 25% attack speed and 25 armor magic resist for having a nearby defending champion. So this used to be the case. Their attack speed would be increased if you had a champion nearby by 25%. Turret's champion damage increased by 5%. Although the damage now is the attack speed is reduced, the damage is increased by 5%. So this should allow more armor penetration on more tanky styled characters. So that way you can't just run up and have like DPSs right behind your tank taking it out while the tank absorbs the damage. Turret to slow stacking penalty increased to 65% from 50%. I'm not sure what this is, but yeah. So I guess that if you're slowed and you get hit by the turret, penalty, there's some kind of penalty. I'm not sure. So runes fixed a bug where greater mark of insight tooltips was incorrect. So this is kind of minor. So yeah, that's it. In general, the towers have been officially nerfed, I guess, overall, even though their base attack speed is increased 30% from 20. If your champion is near a turret, they won't increase attack speed. So it'll be much easier for players to dive turrets. But although the 5% damage doesn't really do much because there's basically a 25% reduction to attack speed plus 10 that got buffed, so that's negative 25, so that's negative 10%. So your turrets are now 10% less effective when enemies are tower diving you. So keep that in mind, turrets are being weakened. And yeah, so this looks like it's the end of the patch notes, and yeah, please comment and subscribe, and look at my other videos if you really want to. I made some videos on, I'll be uploading a video on Vladimir soon. And yeah, so thank you guys, and have a good day.